Ugh. Good evening. Hello and welcome. Oh, it is Thursday night. I'm knackered. This is not a good way to start a stream. I'm like, hello, I'm tired. But yeah, we're gonna do it. Robocop, Rogue City, unfinished business. Gonna let the old stream cockles warm up. And then let me just check. Everything's... There we go. Look at that. Video game right there. Brilliant. It just finished downloading in time. They only actually made the game available to download at 5 o'clock. And I didn't. This isn't like a preview key or anything. I got the game at launch 2 hours ago. So yeah, I was just waiting to see whether or not I could actually play it when it went live. But we're here. That's the important part. Let me double check. Everything appears to be running all tickety-boo. And then I think we'll get into it momentarily. I hope you're all having a good Thursday, wherever you are in the world, although might be farther ahead depending on where you are. It is 7 o'clock on my trusty phone. You know what? No, I'm not even going to do this. I'm just going to end up looking at work. I need to get away from work and just chill. Hey, Lion, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Like I said, it's Thursday where I am. I'm pretty sure it's Friday where you are already. I'm good. I'm just tired. It's been... I'm still shaking off the conference... Well, it's not... I was going to say conference crud, but no, that sounds like I got ill when I was at Develop conference last week. It just battered me. I knew I was tired in the build-up to going to that event, but... for 3 days at the conference, and I think it was just we had so many appointments, there was so many things happening, which is good. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening on the business side of AI in games right now, which is really exciting. We can probably talk about that sometime in the future, but yeah, just it was 3 very intense days, and subsequently I was very tired afterwards, and I think also like it was hot, by British standards, and we were just in the heat a lot. And one of the things, of course, with the UK is that it's really difficult to get away from the heat, so you end up like overheated, needing to cool down, and there's very few spaces for you to go cool down. I distinctly remember when I went to Develop. Oh, I want to say this would actually, I can date this exactly by double checking when that film came out. 2022, so it would have been 3 years ago. I remember my partner came with me to just chill out in Brighton during it, and it was really hot then as well. And the solution was we went to the cinema, because there was it's on the waterfront, like literally like facing out onto the south coast of England. It's this big hotel, it's a Hilton hotel, that's where Develop takes place. And there's lots of places nearby that you can go to, coffee shops and everything. Like a lot of people, like most of my appointments this year didn't take place at the Hilton because it was so crowded. We were like, oh, let's meet at this coffee shop, let's meet at this pub, let's go to this hotel lobby instead. But yeah, I remember 3 years ago it got so bad. My partner and I were like, let's just go to the movies. And because we were like, it's air conditioned. And that was the reason we went. And I still remember it because we went to see Thor Love and Thunder, the 4th of the Thor MCU movies. And I remember just being like getting halfway through the movie and going, well, at least the air conditioning is good. Like, I hated that film. That's probably the one. I think the Marvel movies are of varying levels of quality. And I think also sometimes I wouldn't say I'm an apologist, but I'm more willing to give them a pass than other stuff, given, you know, as you can see, big comic nerd in the background. But I hate that film. Like, really hate that film. But the air conditioning was good. So that was the highlight. But yeah, just last week, it was just a lot. And so everyone I've spoken to since we got back. I've had a bunch of follow-up conversations with people we met and meetings we had, and everyone's like, yeah, need some time off. Like, actually, some people were smart and took vacation. And this week, so I will catch up the following week, and I'm like, you know what? I should have tried to take a vacation, but I've got work things that needed done. We'll have a vacation. Well, I'm going to be in Scotland in a couple of weeks' time, so that'll be fun. But yeah, ain't no rest for the wicked. And critically, speaking of, there's crime evidence to be found. Fingers crossed there's crime evidence. I feel like if we get into this and there's no crime evidence, I'm going to be very disappointed. So yeah, Robocop. We've now that the stream's warmed up, I think we can get going. Robocop Rogue City Unfinished Business. So this literally dropped today. It is a standalone expansion to Robocop Rogue City, which I finished streaming earlier this year. And I mean, it's actually quite cheap. It's not that expensive either. I think it's like 20 something quid. I pre-ordered it for like sub £20. But this looks pretty interesting because it all takes place in the one location. It's in like a mega tower block, and it's giving pangs of Dread, the movie from like back in 2012 or whatever. So there we go. Audio is playing. Let's get into it. I think all my options and everything are set up. And new main campaign, please. Let's just do it on normal. Ease our way into it.
The zero waste movement has succeeded. It has been decided. Garbage from an overflowing landfill in Yosemite Park.
Why am my stream being funny?
The energy generator. Will OCP
Okay, so that's an interesting start. I think it's maybe forgot to load in a shader or a... Oh, there we go. There we go. They're loaded in.
comfortable living units, new jobs.
So it only just compiled the shaders like 5 minutes ago.
All this and more is waiting for the lucky residents of Old Detroit. In the magnificent Omni Tower, a place created by OCP for you, and making space for Delta.
Same expansion title as Jagged Alliance 2. I didn't know that.
Police can't be everywhere. Contact OCP today and sir, just getting a news report and
The gamma really needs, I think, a bump as well. It's quite low. It's quite dark.
breaking news. An attack on a Metro West precinct has occurred. The perpetrators and the number of victims are as of yet unknown.
Attack on a
We will keep
precinct.
you updated. But one thing I can say for sure. I wouldn't want to be in the perpetrator's shoes when Robocop finds them.
Yes! There he is. Oh, the good thunking feet. We haven't had the thunking feet in a while. But yep, Scup, good to see you. Hope you're keeping well. I'm gonna assault. Isn't this the precinct that is ours? It's our precinct, right? Hang on, I'm gonna quickly boost the gamma a little bit. It's quite dark, or at least actually it's hard for me even to see it in some spots. So I'm gonna give that a wee boost and then turn the mouse down a little bit. Alrighty. Oh god, it's no good. All the tutorials, which it's good to keep them on just in case I don't remember. But at the same time, I instinctively just pressed high caliber bullets from an assault rifle. Tire tracks. Am I not gonna scan those? Possibly a van. Shot in the liver and head. That's nasty. Oh no, they killed this dude too. Shot while working on the ladder, cause of death, multiple bullet wounds to chest. Oh no. Alrighty. Yeah, it is our precinct, yeah. I was going to say I recognised like the layout, and then also I'm pretty sure you talked to that character in the last one. Good evening, handsome Jack. I hope you're good. There better be some fucking crime evidence in here. Whoa, okay. That was unexpected. Deceased officer, Lane, cause of death, hypothermia. No shit. Cause of death, blood loss, multiple wounds to the stomach. What have they done? No new systems are compromised. We're absolute. This is unacceptable. Somebody's been fucking with my retro tech. Do we need to go through the... No, we're not coming through this way. I think we need to go up and over. Everybody! Everybody! Chill! Got to do really bad Mr. Freeze impressions the rest of the game. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! That wasn't as good because I can only really do my Arnie voice if I do it really loud. Like, ah! Like, you can't do it. I can't do it subtly. Oh, that's a mess. Multiple wounds across the whole body. He's fucked. No calls and video feed possible. Does the name Fujitech mean anything to anyone? That rings a bell. I'm struggling in the heat of the moment as to remember why. Kaminsky and Rivera, officers failed to draw their service weapons. Suspected surprise attack. No! All these good people, officers of the law, have been taken down. Even this fucker who's probably was being incredibly judicious at the front desk and giving people prison sentences for parking tickets. Jeez, blood loss. God. Should I answer that? Jeez, oh. This is pretty violent. Respiratory failure. Shot in the lung. Oh, these are civvies. You don't get to scan them individually. Just, they're all just... The police are individuals, but... Shotgun blast from close range. Hints program. Yep, I know. Oh yeah, there was a document. Mysterious thieves have robbed multiple OCP warehouses. The corporation urges the police to take swift action. What exactly was stolen, and how is the Detroit Department going to recover the missing assets? Read more on page 2. Okay. Do I have the... No, I don't have the flashlight yet. Or like the night vision. It doesn't give me that yet. Just in case there's a dead body stuffed in a corner somewhere. Nope. Oh, there was another person round here. Good lord. Officer Gordon. Oh. Oh yeah, that's the locker area. Somebody dead in the showers. No, how respectful. We waited till they showered up and got dressed. This is pretty rough. Precision shot to the femoral artery. And they're freezing people again. Let me guess, you died of hypothermia too. Oh no! We know him. That's the boss.
Oh, they came for that.
Oh, they came for the chair that they were putting me in.
Need medical assistance.
There were too many. And their weapons. So many good officers that...
We all know the weight of the badge. Let me take you outside.
No. Unacceptable. At least someone's alive. I was going to say, I'm also assuming Lewis wasn't in there.
Those goddamn mercenaries.
Goddamn mercenary.
Please lie down. We need to leave. No.
Go. Those mercenaries are my unfinished business.
He said
Fine.
the name of the game.
First, we need to get things straight. First thing, this will be Robocop's assignment, and Robo's alone. Lewis, you are off this case.
But Sarge...
If I'm going to the hospital, someone has to take care of this mess. Murphy, do you have a better candidate?
Lewis knows how to get people in line.
Well, if they're asking for it.
It's settled then. Now the second and more important thing, we need to get these scumbags.
More important than
Any
upholding the
ideas why
law,
anyone
you
was
need to
still
go kill
murdered
some
down in jail from
motherfuckers.
the holding cell?
I think I could shed some light on the situation.
Talk.
So, hypothetically, it's possible to make a machine that would take control of all the OCP devices. A sort of OCP hijacker.
How does it connect to the assault?
There was a break-in at OCP. Data and some components were stolen. With hardware from Robo's chair, they could create that sort of machine.
It is highly inconsiderate not to secure your technology.
I'm afraid that all technology is hackable. Patching it later is part of our business model. But, like I've said, it's all just a theory. And not cheap. And you'd need access to a massive power source to run it.
Does that building you call Omni Tower possess such capabilities?
I believe it does.
Why am I getting
Sarge,
messages?
you
I'm
have
just
a
ignoring that.
One of the mercenaries dropped an access card to Omni Tower.
Now is not the
I
time.
am heading there.
That building is technically outside of police jurisdiction. But if OCP calls it insubordination, I'm happy to pay the consequences.
Once you're inside Omni Tower, find the information desk. It should contain data to determine if the mercenaries are onto something.
Godspeed, son. Just remember, we're cops. Don't make it a matter of revenge.
It will be a matter of justice.
Ooh. Matter of justice. Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, that's the Omni Tower. So the whole game, I think, once we get past this bit, takes place in there. Don't you love it every single time he gets out the car, he has to put his hand on the door frame? Because in that movie poster, he puts his hand on the door frame. So now every time he gets out, it's like, nah, we need to make him do it. Oh, big Dread vibes off this, even just this opening area.
All squads, code red. Robocop is here. Backup is needed in the main lobby.
Dear residents, an unauthorized individual has been detected.
It's gonna go down.
Any person staying outside the unit after 15 seconds will be neutralized.
Surrender, or there will be trouble.
You're going down!
Trouble, then.
Enemy sighted!
Nice. Oh. Where is he? Yep, I know how the ricochet spots work. I appreciate the tutorials though, as much as I'm like, I'm also like, I sometimes forget how parts of this game might work. It has been only a couple of months since I played it last, but... Nice and easy. Oh. Jeez, that's a big gun. Oh, little bit stutter there. To be expected, I guess, given the game is literally just out, so I imagine there's a good chance for some minor launch niggles. Perils of playing this at launch. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, that was a weird. Oh crap. Another guy there with a big heavy gun on the other side. Oh yeah. Oh. Nice. Done. Uh-oh. Oh, I see them. Can I want that. Yes, please. Oh, wait, hang on. Crime evidence! What we're really here for. Repair charge. Because of course that's how gasoline works. If you just throw it, it blows up. Physics, bruv. Oh, hello.
Is he chasing us? Run and don't look back!
Oh. You're good guys. Hint program. Collect crime evidence. Yes, please. Hello. When approaching an enemy standing near a special object, which will be outlined in yellow, you can instantly eliminate the threat by pressing, I'm assuming that is the middle mouse button.
Confirmed hit!
Nice. Right, hang on. If that's the case, I am remapping that button. That is a terrible keyboard mapping. Oh, hang on. So, wait a minute, wait a minute. Yep, left mouse button, right mouse button, middle. No. Yeah, we're putting it on that button. Yeah, put it there. On my thumb. That's a much better place for it to be. Crime evidence. Everything's better. I would have been so disappointed if there was no crime evidence. Because I feel like it's such a critical part of the game. Insert a chip into a slot of your motherboard. Chips have different types of connections and boost levels. Use them to power other system areas and upgrade your Auto 9. Avoid the red components reducers, which lower the weapon stats. Yep, we remember this from the last game. So... Sorry, just fixing my watch. It was digging into my wrist a little bit too much. You mentioned him getting out the car. I heard somewhere that the suit was too big for the actor to wear while sat in the car, so he's only filmed getting out or sat in the... Yeah, I can imagine, like, you only see him from, what, the chest up or something when he's in the car, because trying to put the rest of it on would be too much. Oh, hang on, so these don't rotate either, do they? So we want pieces that actually fit. Weapon spread. Weapon damage. And then magazine capacity. Single fires one round at a time, deals heavy. I don't know if I want that. Right, okay, that's a start. Weapon down. Right, okay, cool. We'll keep going. But I think we'll get some more components in the OCP container. Yep. No, I want... Oh no, there's no rounds in this. Yeah, we'll take the other one, thank you. Yeah, give me it. There we go. That is an indestructible lockbox. Even Robocop can't get through that shit. Yeah, it sounds about right, Jack. He's only wearing the top half and the... Oh no, wait. Where am I going? Back in here? Have we got anything exciting? Nothing. Oh no, wait. Well, we can use that one. That gives me the magazine capacity, but it doesn't give me the punishment. I actually don't want the single shot mode. That doesn't seem too good to me. I would like the massive, the damage dealt though. I think that might be pretty good. Okay, enough for now.
Got eyes on fire. I hit the back. Go, go, go. He got me.
Ow.
Enemy contact.
Yeah, give me the assault rifle back. I quite like that gun. Well, there's lots of ammo for this one though, so we can always...
Suppressing fire.
Suppressing fire! Fuck your couch. Oh, hello. Oh, hey, all my other abilities have suddenly unlocked.
Taking position.
Yeah, I've got the increased defense. I've got the speed boost. I got the slow-mo back. Come the fuck here. Oh crap, it's a sniper. That's what it is. Ow, 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 ow. Owie, owie, owie. Yeah, that's why I should have kept that. Nice long zoom. Use the information center.
Good day. How may I assist you?
Information regarding mercenaries occupying this building. I need it.
Excuse me, but I am not used to talking with an individual using such a tone, sir. Are you a resident or willing to accommodate?
OCP Crime Prevention Unit 001 conducting investigation. Give me the data I need.
A police officer with programming that allows for such behavior. Not to mention the fact that Omni Tower is outside police jurisdiction.
I will not ask again.
Punch them on her. Punch them on her.
I suggest returning with the appropriate clearance and an updated manners database.
Fuck you. Yeah, manners can wait.
Manners can wait. I cannot.
Justice!
Let's discuss that in a civil, robotic manner. What is that supposed to mean? I am a high-ranking OCP operative.
For the past 6 months, mercenaries have been occupying 8 of the top floors, and all technical floors. On many occasions, they've been recorded using black vans to unload their items into cargo elevators in the basement.
They've been here the whole time.
Warning, you are busted.
Robocop? Robocop, do you copy?
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Robocop, you have to save those people.
Come on, buddy. Up we get. Crime in progress.
Energy too low.
Okay, solutions. Electricity. Where to get enough power? Let's see. The red wire on your right. Hold on to it. Do it! I will route the power so you can recharge.
Super Saiyan Robocop. I am 5,000% charged.
Electrify to teach bullies a lesson.
I still haven't got round to playing the Terminator game that this studio made. But because I remember after playing this thinking, okay, this Terminator thing might be worth checking out, but it's still on the to-do list. How have I killed nobody? Nope. Oh. No. Hey, everyone. I know I've got this other gun, but I forgot how much I really like just using the basic gun that you get. And then when you soup it up. Ooh, actually. Oh, fucking hell.
Up ahead, there is a security room. Reach it.
Who are you?
Garbage chute.
You must override the console in that security room. If you want to stop the mercenaries, I can make a path for you.
Alright, alright. What the heck? Crime evidence. Hell yeah. Amazing. Stop it. Slow motion explosion happening for a reason, and I don't know what it is. Crap. Whew. For fuck's sake. Go away. Oh. Well, that did it. Where did he go? Did I just... Yeah, I think I just managed to catapult him into this corner. Ah, physics for the win. Brilliant. Nope, door's that way, so let's go this way. No, nothing I can grab here. Fine. Breach.
Knocking at the wrong address.
Nice. More crime evidence. There we go. Nice just getting back into the swing of it, I guess, a little bit. Just trying to remember how to...
Robocop, I'm fucking out of here.
That walking tin can.
I'm fucking out of here. Love it. Just like remembering that this is, you know, it's a first-person shooter where you play it as a tank, rather than with any sort of finesse or anything else. Knock, knock. Excuse me. Use RoboVision. Crime evidence.
You're at the security room. Override the console.
Tracking the location of police officers is illegal.
Arguing shouldn't be in your programming. Override the console.
The console does not work.
Okay. What have they done to the power? Maybe I can restore it through...
So yeah, like both this and today, both this and Donkey Kong Bonanza, that came out on the Switch 2 today, so I've got a copy of that downstairs.
Override the console.
The police do not accept orders from
I am well aware of your directive, but let's work with that. You want a reason to cooperate with me, I'll give you two. First, without me, you won't reach the floors occupied by mercenaries. They took control of this building's security, and I am the only one who can guide you
I am the only one.
Take the gate in front of you. The red light means that you can only open them by overriding consoles in security rooms, but only I can make them active. Secondly,
okay.
people behind those gates. I guess you'd prefer to help them before you go further. So, what do you say now?
Openness is key to cooperation.
Override the console.
So yeah, like I'm quite excited about today because both Donkey Kong Bonanza and Robocop Unfinished Business came out. These are like the two of the games I've been really looking forward to this year. So, yay, Christmas is early. Genuinely, like I can't think of any games for the next couple of months I'm particularly jazzed about. But yeah, these were, I was like, yes! So I've been trying to clear the deck and finish a bunch of other games that I've been playing just so I could sit down and start playing these. Override the console in the nearby security room, and this requires help from my ally, who we don't know. So they're in a room nearby. Oh, hello. Where'd he go? Oh, he moved. Stupid environment.
We took this fair and square.
That's enough out of you. Have we went... Yeah, we've kind of done a circle here, haven't we? Is there a point to shooting those down? Other than it's funny to do so? I don't know. King's left a very big message there. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to check we're in the clear. We are not. And then I'll check it out. You sniveling little punk. Actually, I think... Was that a physics glitch? Did I just see one of them? Yeah, there seems to be a bunch of weird, like, bugs still with the dead bodies when they ragdoll. One is very Terminator coded he was. Nice. Give me your big gun. Heal up. What are you? No. No. No! How about none of that? Oh, right, okay, there's multiple. I think we change over to the pistol rather than the machine gun if we're going to try and rescue hostages, where I'm just like... We gotta help these people. I'm just coming in with a giant cannon. No. Sorry, what was, let's see, what was King saying in the chat there? Bit of a random post. I was rewatching your fear video about Gope, and it helped solidify an idea I have about using AI to help formulate communication plans for people with autism, in the hope to develop communication aids for people with autism and learning disabilities, and potentially to help with a more empirical way of diagnosis by looking at behavior trends. Okay. That's right. No, that's really interesting. I'm just trying to unpack what you said there. So using AI, like, so sort of like the notion of, I'm just trying to understand where your head is here, but the idea of maybe like looking at how planning algorithms perhaps would typify a certain form of logical reasoning, like in comparison to potentially people who are neurodiverse. I'm not entirely sure where this is going, but this is certainly interesting, and also a novel application of what I've done. So, all right, like that sounds cool. Nope, right. I need to throw the axe so I can open the box. Oh, we got more crime evidence. Ah. Let me open the Robocop. He's indestructible. Except for when he has to do something as simple as open a gate. Locked. Oh, there's a dude in there. We want to help him. Indestructible super cop, but can't punch open the door. No sequel for you.
Oh my God, Robocop!
Oh my God, Robocop! You blew that guy's fucking head off!
The threat level remains high.
Holy shit! That's the guy's goddamn brains on the ball! She's completely unfazed, like, you fucked him up. Thank you. Okay, now that door's open. Is there anything even in here? Was it just locked for the sake of it being locked? Alright. Alright, so there's a whole ziggy-zaggy bit. Alright, so I'm assuming this is where the other people are kicking about. None of that. Oh no. Down to the little gun, please. That would be the most sensible thing to do.
Yeah, many thanks.
So he's far more chill about it than the other guy.
Robocop fan in all of Detroit, and I can tell you're a copycat. Although your costume looks kind of gnarly.
The level of threat in this area is high. I recommend locking yourself in here.
And shutting the fuck up.
Hey, your voice acting's really good too. But if you really are Robocop, prove it.
Stay out of trouble.
Everyone knows that.
Oh, God.
Let me ask you some questions that only Robo could answer. At which precincts of the Detroit Police Department has Robocop been stationed?
I don't know whether he was also at Metro North. I don't remember. I haven't watched the movie in about 10 years. Metro West, yes, we know that. It's currently in flames. So if anyone can say for sure... Lion, I get the impression you're the one that's probably more fluent in the lore of Robocop than anyone else. Also, just looking in the chat, coming back to this conversation, like, yes, like, you know, you say, like, Lion's talking about the inherent bias of people creating the system. Well, I think it's not necessarily about the planner itself. It's about how you model the problem. And I think there's an interesting... Surely someone's looked into this on an academic, like a scholarly level, like the notions of how different people model planning domains based on their overall perception and everything else. Goat was really just... Oh, right, King's respond. Goat was really just a starting point to look at how to frame an environmental scenario and then have to an AI learn through care worker clients with autism to input to develop the aims goals and then have it feedback responses, either language or changes environment. This can be used to develop a profile of the person and then those profiles be used as a schematic to compare other undiagnosed to. Okay, so kind of what I was talking about there, like you're framing a scenario and then how do people develop goals within that environment, and then how do you potentially encode that even. Okay, right. I mean, as we know, right, like folks who are neurodivergent, like no two people are the same. Everyone's got their own flavor. It's often how the way I try to describe it. And yes, I guess like the difficulty in that context is how you classify a success, because I guess you'd have to define it within the context of the environmental scenario. But then even then, like what might be considered a good solution versus a bad solution? Like this is always the problem with AI, right? Because AI always goes for like the most rationally defined optimal solution based on how you've defined the problem, but then you have to come up with multiple ways to define the problem in order to potentially come up with varying ways of solving it. Right, hang on. I'm going to look this up because I don't remember. They were transferred to Metro North in the movie.
In Metro...
Okay. What is...
Oh, well.
Alex Murphy.
Sorry. Last but not least, what happened with...
I don't know.
I made him stop making trouble.
But that's not the whole truth. I knew you were a Robocop, and we'll close the door behind you, since it's unsafe without the real...
I'm just gonna shoot him.
Everything's fake nowadays.
I need to go back and rewatch Robocop, clearly. I was like, what happened to him? Oh no, that's the guy I killed. It's okay. You could take it out on you. Right, I don't think there's anything else in here to do. We are good. So now... Oh, there's one more door I missed back there. Yo, buddy, why are we Blair Witching it over here? I do realise it's a very specific reference to a very old movie. And it's the only thing about the Blair Witch Project I remember. It's what happens in the last 30 seconds. Other than the rest of it just being somebody just panicking in front of a camera with snot coming out their nose. Oh, hang on, I've lost sight of my chat now. I need to bring that back. Ah! Easy.
Thank God he came to our rescue.
Thank God you came out while I was
Lock
reloading my
yourselves in
gun.
here. The threat level remains high.
Will do.
I bet you there's an annoying Steam achievement for getting all those questions right about the films. God. I remember when I used to be really into my achievements. Jack, the fact that you got that reference is either indicative of, one, you've watched too many old bad movies in the 90s, or two, you've just hung around with me too long.
Good. To go upstairs, you must reach the staircase. I managed to open the gate.
To go upstairs, you must reach the staircase. No shit, Sherlock. Each time you achieve a new level... Yep. Did I achieve a level? I did. I think... I think I might put it in my armor and vitality for the time being, just to... Just because right now I'm getting hammered and I'm taking a lot of damage in gunfights. I was a bad influence. Yeah, I was a bad influence.
I don't have any view on the area, so best be on your guard.
Nope, they're very dead. Scan him. Deceased gang members. Cause of death, massive caliber weapon. He got fucked up. Is that crime evidence? Ugh, crime evidence. Amazing. Uh-oh. We need to find a way around. Jesus.
Robocop, what's happening?
4 active turret guns firing at my position.
You can disable them in the security room. Look for one nearby.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Close the gap between you, avoiding their sight as much as possible.
Ow. That hurt. Oh. It's an Ed 209. You let me watch Dog Soldiers when I was like 10. It was awesome. I don't regret that. God, I haven't watched Dog Soldiers in forever. I should go back and watch that. That is a good bad movie. I have a lot of love for that film.
Get into position.
And breach. What's up, motherfucker? Not my biggest fan. Problem solved.
Robocop, what's the situation?
Turrets have been disabled.
See? Following orders works.
Yes, that is Dogs. Yes, Dog Soldiers is the bunch of British soldiers go out on a training exercise in the Scottish Highlands and they stumble upon a family of werewolves. Like a pack of werewolves, and then have to like hold out in a house trying to avoid them. It's great. Also has a very young Kevin McKidd in it, who would later become the voice of Soap in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Let's see, King saying, addressing the lack of how technology is integrated into care, it tends to be a pen and paper substitute. No doubt there are layers upon layers of complexity when looking at people, and I absolutely don't mean to suggest reducing people's complexity. I come from a point of view as a support worker who supports adults with autism and learning disabilities. Real deficit in terms of trying to quantify and express. Yes, like, I mean, I've done some work. In a previous life, I was involved briefly in a little bit of research that helped with physical therapy, and that was actually dealing with stroke patients, and that was a challenge in and of itself, because even though the physical ailments are generally, you can recognize commonality, even then trying to adapt it to individual use cases can be quite a challenge. That was an interesting project, but I left the university, so I wasn't really involved in it after that. But yeah, right, hang on. So I want... No. Oh, do I specifically need that shape? Otherwise it doesn't work. Armor piercing. Do we have more than one board? Oh, we do have a new board. Oh, this one has bullets going through other people. So hang on. Remove all the chips. Change the board. And then this one has... Oh, let's quickly check this one. What does this have? More gore. Pellet rounds. Automatic ammo feeder. No need to okay, I do like it when it doesn't need to reload. That is nice. Oh god, here we go. So I need to start feeding that in. And then... What does that do? Weapon spread. Then I want... I don't really need faster reload speed if I'm going for the thing where I just auto reload. Yeah. And then one more. We got all of it. Nearly there. I need one last. Fuck yeah. This looks good. Let's try it. Oh. Yeah, no need to reload now. It's marvelous. Yep, recovery with fuse boxes. Yep. So I like that they give you, like, a lot of the stuff that's like base kit now was like tier 1 upgrades in the first one. Like we had to, it took us a little while to unlock half of these abilities. And like the ability to hotwire and heal yourself, that was something you had to gradually unlock. So now that we've got that like built in, that's quite nice. Also, if I remember right, this game is going dirt cheap on a number of different, I think the original game, the base game, is going really cheap. I saw it was like, I think the base game's like a $5 on Xbox or something, and I think on Steam it's quite cheap too.
Go upstairs and continue straight on through the gate.
You know why mercenaries are developing the OCP hijacker. Tell me.
Just follow my instructions. It's better this way.
Is that crime? No, it's a document, not crime evidence. There are weird performance hitches, but they feel like they're sometimes loading. Where's the computer's working hard here, I've noticed. But it seems to be holding on reasonably well. Weapon upgrade chips across the board. Yeah, there's like several bits of this so far where I'm like, I swear to God, they've just ripped the set design of this out of Dread. Which, you know, it's high praise. Like, that is, oh man, you know what? I actually just, tomorrow, maybe over the weekend, I think I might sit and watch Dread again. Got the Blu-ray lying around somewhere. Completely unfazed. It's such a good film. So hang on, where are we? So that's a stairwell going down. That'll maybe lead us into this area, but there's a bunch of shit over there. You know what? Let's double back and do this bit first. Residential zone, main staircase. Yeah, let's do the residential zone first. Oh. Ooh, does this mean the chance we might be backtracking?
The gate is closed.
And that's why you need me. What call? Ow! Shit.
Is something wrong?
No. No. Everything's fine. So what color light is above the gate?
Yellow.
I cannot open it remotely, but you can access it with a card code. Use your protocols. Do some police work. Find a card or someone who knows how to open the gate.
You sounded as if you were in pain.
That is not a topic I want to discuss with you.
Your tone indicates you do not fully trust me.
I have to rely on you. It doesn't mean I have to trust you.
Who is this random person?
What brings you here? You are not an ordinary resident.
I am helping you. That's all you need to know.
The mercenaries, what do you know about them?
You only need to reach one place in this building to stop them.
The place where they are developing the OCP hijacker?
Oh, right, hang on.
Follow my instructions and I will lead you there.
I need to quickly go into my Discord and make a quick change. There he is. Stuff is happening, and so I need to... Is that the right person? I'm trying to quickly make a change in the Discord server. Sorry about this. Okay, yeah, it is the right person. I just could... Because I'm trying to make a change in the back end of my Discord, and I'm doing it while I'm on stream, it's putting streamer mode on, going, oh, no, 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 you can't reveal any of this. And I'm like, that's not what we're doing right now! There we go. There we go. And I just need to quickly send a message. All right, done. Captain of Food Explorer, where is IGI Origins? I don't even know what that is. I think we've asked all the questions, so we can go now.
Find a person with a card or a code to open this gate.
Yeah, I got it. Can be opened with a special access code, right? So I need to find someone. Oh, this totally nonchalant guy. He's like, hey, I can get it for you.
I must go through this gate. Who can help me?
Information is currency here.
I protected your store.
I'd have taken care of those punks myself, but I promised my late wife that I wouldn't shoot again. I miss my...
Oh, my wife. My
If
wife.
you want to earn information, there's something you can do.
What do you want?
My friend... Mercs took her to their outpost. I'd help her, but a promise is a promise.
Yeah. There we go. Reply on my phone.
Provide more information about Stella.
She helps folks in need. OCP couldn't care less about
Provide
this.
information about
We're
Stella.
like bees in the hive, suffering under the hand of a beekeeper. But we have stingers.
Bees die when they use their stingers.
At least we know it hurts the fuckers.
Why did you make such a promise to your wife?
Why did you make such a
It's not a
foolish
story for
promise
every
to your
Joe
wife?
Blow
You can't,
last.
I mean, you can't keep this.
Save Stella. And maybe I'll tell you.
To be fair, he's got a pretty majestic
Where can I
beard
find
mustache
this
combo going on. I'm
outpost?
a little gel.
In the residential zone. You can use my Rich's secret evacuation passage to get there.
Oh, he's got a not-so-secret doorway hidden right behind that bookshelf.
It's a thing with Stella, you know? Help always comes when she needs it. Lucky devil.
Who'd have guessed this was here? I will take Stella. Oh no, Bella. That was it.
Where's the secret passage, Rich? I'm Mitch. I know nothing. Nothing. Where the hell is Rich?
Look out! It's the Tin Man!
Nope, I thought we were done.
You dick!
Get down. Ah, he got shot. Sorry, buddy. Can I? No. I was like, can I just open this door from the inside? Evidently not. Fuck you!
It's that metal freak!
Nice. Oi. None of that. Do. That was funny. No. 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 That was some interesting physics right there. Definitely seems as if there's like weird little ragdoll glitches in it right now. Yeah, they really do want to make a Dread game. Aw, I was thinking, can I punch him into the television or something? Oh, it's a letter. I was supposed to get a nice, clean, safe apartment, but what I got is anything but that. Every other guy's either a weirdo or a thug. My neighbor has been mugged 3 times this week. And they're robots. Oh, so they actually got, because it's OCP, right? Have they just got... Oh, fuck yes. Have they just got lots of Ed 209s bouncing around? Let me just... Nice.
2-1, 3-1. We need suppressing fire on that thing.
None of that. Hang on. I left behind my precious radiator. Hello. Eh. No. I want to take my radiator with me. Guys are harsh. Yeah, cheat the game. No. No. Nope. That's better. The ability to just go up, take the shield off the guy, and then smack him with it. That's, that is good. Oh, yeah. This game is... They're pushing all the right buttons. Eh. Damn physics. I will cheat you. I can't. Hello. Meet my shield. Yeah, time to bleed the radiator. It was right there. Thank you, Jack. It was right there.
Need something?
Rich told me you can take him through the gate near his shop.
I got the access card, but what's it worth to you?
Was Rich lying when he said you were a real helper?
That old geezer likes to exaggerate. Let's say I'm gonna give you this card. But I have one condition.
As long as it is not illegal.
Just shoot all those mercs' brains out.
If they ask for trouble.
They're always trouble. Anyway, here's the card. It's not a master key, though. It will only open the doors in this area. See you later, metal boy.
Alrighty. Crime evidence. Oh no. Am I... Shit. Oh, fuck. I can't. No! Shit. I've stuck myself in the room because of that fucking shield. Right, no. I actually can't do anything. Like, in this room, the only thing I can do is pick stuff up. but I can't activate any weapons or anything like that. So I'm in this really awkward situation. Can I get just close enough to pick up? Can I get the shield? The shield's interactable isn't coming up. Shit and fuck. Damn it! Foiled by physics. Can I? No. I am trying everything here to see if I can, because I can't even do. Oh. Now that works. I can't dash past it. Oh god. Restart from checkpoint. I hope I haven't accidentally... Oh, thank god. I was like, please tell me they've reset all the objects in the environment when I come through here, that this isn't going to be an issue. Actually, she's disappeared from everything as well.
Excuse me, good sir.
Oh no.
What seems to be the problem?
Oh, you see, my dear wife is upstairs. She's so weak. She hasn't picked up her phone for some time, and I'm so worried, and my blood pressure is so high.
Is she in the hospital?
Oh, no. She lives in the apartment upstairs. You see, OCP assigned us to 2 different apartments, even though we've been married for a half-century.
Capitalism.
But now my age and bone problems, I'm unable to climb the stairs to visit my dear. Could you please go to I take these new pills?
You should report the wrong apartment assignment.
I'm just a simple man, and I trust their judgment. Because who else is there that's...
Satire.
I can carry you to your wife.
Oh, without a doubt. Cannot imagine.
I must...
Oh, of course. But if you ever walk by 340...
Alright. Are we now getting objectives? Alright, let's go check in on his wife.
All these deaths. It's horrible.
Is this when we find out she's not his wife?
So crowded here anymore.
How cruel of you.
Oh, so you won't collect all those dropped and abandoned
Does Rebecca Baker live here?
I just don't.
Who doesn't live here?
Things go to waste.
OCP assigned me 2 illiterate punks, a stinky so-called singer, and an old hag with insomnia. And a little brat who knows more curse words than I do. And I'm a fucking adult.
Answer the question, please.
Can you imagine them all snoring at night? And this freaking insomnia hag cooking and making tea when I just want to sleep?
If you are not answering my question, this is not a conversation.
Of course, no one cares about my problems. But you are the one who can do something about my overpopulated apartment. Maybe you can
Jesus, arrest me.
Or maybe you can arrest me. I'm sure there's more privacy in prison.
God.
Those people never follow any rules. I told them they're like fucking cockroaches. Disgust. I have no privacy whatsoever, even in the bathroom. Nobody listens to me for this long.
Do you know where I can find Rebecca Baker?
For fuck's sake.
You should talk to Jane at apartment 358. OCP assigned her an old lady recently. Jane stopped complaining about Rebecca.
Thank you for the...
Thank you for the information.
I'm not annoyed anymore. I'm not sure.
I think, Lion, particularly the conversation that's been happening in the chat with regards to people who are on the spectrum, particularly around autism. Yes, I think historically there has been a lot of... I mean, we can speak to this actually in our own family. It's been very difficult, particularly even going as far back as the late 80s, early 90s to get support, particularly around diagnosis, particularly around trying to get any sort of determination as to where someone sits on the spectrum, and then critically with educational support, like going through school, being able to get the help you need. And there are several instances of several people in my family are on the autistic spectrum,
I thought the media
and
made you up.
different age levels too. And one of the things we've noticed here in the UK even is how much things have improved in terms of normalizing the conversation, but equally the idea that people can get access to support once their diagnosis has been treated, or not treated. Sorry, that's not the word I mean, but conducted, and actually a diagnosis has been attained. And certainly that's the thing that I've noticed in the last few years is younger folk in my family being acknowledged and recognized to a point where you're actually getting the support has been much easier. I'm not saying it's easy. It's still not easy. It's still difficult, but it was much easier, even just in the last few years, for people in my family versus what other members of my family experienced 30 years ago. So I think there's been a lot of demonizing over, or even just failure to acknowledge the realities of just how it is to be neurodivergent, and what those, and how does that, what extra support do you need, particularly to get through education, where education is bad enough as it is, right? I mean, I'll say that as someone who taught for 10 years. Education systems are predicated on a one size fits all, and that doesn't even work for folks who are not neurodivergent most of the time, never mind folks who are. And so it felt like there's so much work that still needs to be done there, but equally just the idea that you can recognize and support people who are neurodivergent seems to be, in the UK at least, becoming more normalized. It's still a battle, it's still a fight, but, and that's it, you got to keep fighting it, right? Suspicious message found. Oh, Rebecca's autopsy confirmed a heart failure. So there's no need to worry about false accusations, but if you don't want me to report her death to OCP, I'll take a pretty please. Hello. So, that's interesting. So she died of natural causes, potentially. Severe heart and liver issues. So it sounds like she may have died of natural causes and the fella doesn't even know, which is tragic.
Did you find Rebecca's death certificate?
Hang on, I need to block a motherfucker on Twitch. There we go, that's better.
I found a digital message stating that you did not report Rebecca's death.
Yes. But it's because OCP would assign me someone else instead.
Oh, so she's kept quiet about it because she just doesn't want to have to deal with it.
I already share my room with so many please, don't tell Rebecca's husband about her. He will spread the news and somebody will certainly report me, please. Think about simple people and simple need.
Confront Rebecca's husband seems a bit strong. That seems like a very aggressive way to put it. Like, confront him. Like, I'm assuming he just doesn't know. Although, to be fair, it is kind of funny that, like, it's funny and tragic that he's, like, right there.
Oh, it's you again.
No, I'm telling, no.
I am sorry to inform you, but your wife has passed.
She was always worried I would be the first to die. Now I don't need these youth pills. I can stay downstairs and wait for her to take me. Thank you, Robocop.
Goodbye.
It's quite cold, but I felt that was the most, that was the, you know, you have to forgive me, it's not the, Tommy Quinn, not the kindness of life, and this stuff is a red hot iron into a very exposed nerve when you've lived with PTSD most of your life. No, I absolutely understandable. as I said earlier, like anyone who sits on the kind of neurodivergent spectrum, no two experiences are the same. And even then, like the notion of trying to get, and again, like we could certainly speak to this from the experiences in our family, trying to get the support you need just to fucking persist and exist as a person is a huge amount of work. And a shout out to Handsome Jack in the chat, particularly in our family, because he's done a lot of that in recent years just to support our family where it's relevant. I absolutely feel for you. It can be an absolute shitter, and particularly I think when conversations come up like this, it can feel like it's hitting a raw nerve. So understandable. Don't worry about it. I think we're all friends here.
I have a plan.
I have a plan. I have a plan. It's gonna. It's
only.
It's for mercenaries' ears, because I would pull the fucking ears off. I think that was everything on this floor, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Okay, we can go. But I feel sorry for that guy, like that character. Crime evidence. I felt like that was the appropriate thing to do, was to tell him the truth. Like, I don't like the idea that he's not knowing, you know?
They know that's the fastest way up.
I don't think I've ever seen Robocop lean. I didn't know he was capable of it. Just like, fuck it. Oh, explosives. Lots of explosives.
Explosion?
No more fast way up.
Okay, I can handle it. Just a minute. I need a plan.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
I will stick with my plan.
That was not the direction I wanted to go. But it did get me out of harm's way. That's better. Someone in here? No. Fine. Yeah, I didn't think he had hips, Jack. I genuinely just thought it was like, you know, his spine was just a solid girder. Motherfuckers. I regret getting rid of all those mines. That bloody hell! What just happened? Someone's got like a rocket launcher or something out there. I did not see that coming. Ow! Jesus Christ. I'm just like, what the fuck was that? Just the whole game just blew up. Like, the fuck? Oh shit, we're back here again. All right. Crime evidence. Okay, is that everything? That's everything I need for now. I'm taking my monitor with me. Don't leave it in the doorway. We learned that mistake. Hips like a double-decker bus.
Target acquired.
Oh yeah.
We need crossfire. Split. Yourself.
Oh. All right. Let's try that again. Oh, fucking hell. Alrighty. So clearly there's an opportunity here.
Contact. Engage. Taking position. Push forward.
Let's get those snipers out the way.
Engaging. Push forward.
Did that kill anybody? I hope so. Come on. Jesus. That hurt a lot. Why am I having trouble getting a shot? I killed the first guy just fine, but the spread on this gun.
Oscar Mike.
Nice.
Move into position. Two on actual. Get your man and flank that motherfucker. One. Push forward and suppress him from the right.
Fired that a little too early there. Right, I think there's still a sniper up on the left. Is he dead yet? I'm not sure, Captain. Oh, anyway. Fuck me. Take his legs out. Fuck's sake! Come on, take his legs out. Fucking hell. Come fucking here. And I think there's still...
I should have considered that from the start. Screwed up this time.
You are too hard on yourself. No one is infallible.
Why do you care? Never mind.
Right, hang
There's
on.
an alternative way. Follow the corridor behind the open gate until you find a room to shoot.
There we go. I knew there was one guy left somewhere. If there were an FPS that Arsenal was comprised entirely of weapons from popular culture, films, books, etc., what would the weapons be, and what do you think would be its corresponding weakness for balance? Oof, that's an interesting one. So I feel like this pistol is a really good example. I feel like it shouldn't have range. And if you don't have to reload it, the gun spread on it should be wider. So like every perk it has a consequence. So I quite like this gun because like up close I think it's quite ruthless, but at a distance it's increasingly not practical. Equally, I think any game, like if I was to think of there's weapons from like movies and stuff like that, I would love Arnie, the Terminator 2 shotgun, the ability to like the reload, and have that as something that you could wield one-handed while doing something else, which I think is the best thing about that damn gun. Also the fact that like Schwarzenegger pretty much had to learn how to do it. I love when you watch the behind the scenes stuff on Terminator 2 and he's literally between takes just reloading it by spinning it. He's just learning how to do it. I remember him talking somewhere in an interview about how calloused his fingers got. Just off trying to do that. But yeah. I'm trying to think now of...
People make mistakes.
What about machines?
Find one and ask it.
Try to think now. The Doom mod called Trailblazer. It's the most meme-heavy 80s, 90s action movie Arsenal ever made. Okay. I have not kept up with the state of Doom modding in my old age. Actually, we need to do the Doom stream at some point. Although it is July, I still have plenty of time to do it. I haven't done my Doom run this year, have I? Oh great, now we have to go through the sewers. And now also my Discord, because I turned off... There we go. Oh, I didn't save all the hostages. Oh, was that because that one guy got shot, maybe? An A evaluation, that's pretty good. Compared to some of the other levels when I played the first game, I was not getting an A at all. So, I will take it. There we go. So far, this is just more of the same. And I'm totally down with that. Also, like, I think I've been thinking about this game a little bit from a business economics perspective, right? Because if you think about it, they're doing a standalone expansion that is of a certain okay, so I need to keep moving. And they're playing every trope, every motif here. Trash compactor, anyone? Oh god, I need to get all the way to the end. But you think about it, right? Like, so this is an expansion to the original game, but it is also a standalone. So you don't need Robocop Rogue City to play this. So it essentially becomes Robocop Rogue City 1.5.
Still functional.
And I think it's a clever way for, you know, so the studio that make this, I am Tecon. I'm briefly blanking on the name. They're not a huge studio. They're a, you know, it's a smaller production budget, so they're able. It's AA development, really. But they're also going, hey, why don't we just make a sequel to something we've already made that had some success, and then we, you know, you sell it at a reduced price, but you can also bundle it with the original game. So there's a lot of like range with it. Come here, you little fucker. I do wonder whether you're going to see more studios do this sort of thing, where they're onto something, you know, we're going to get the expansion, but also it is like, I love the idea of like a smaller team just being able to ship us a smaller thing. Probably on it'll be a smaller budget because they don't have to go away and, like, the production overheads on this won't be as significant as making the original game, and they get to expand on something without making a full-fledged sequel, which would take them several years. Oh shit. Riker, good for you to join us. We are a couple of hours now into, how long are we in? Yeah, about an hour and 40, an hour and a half maybe, into unfinished business. Actually, if I don't even have a spare gun. I need some, oh shit, I need something better for range. But, yeah, it is. It's an old school expansion pack. That's really what it is. And so it's nice to see old habits or old business ideas come back in an era in which, you know, they'd be incentivized to put a multiplayer mode in, or, you know, like, let's create some sort of like permadeath mode, or I don't know, like all these other things that you could monetize. Permadeath's a terrible example, what am I talking about? But like a multiplayer mode or something like that, where you then put a battle pass in it and everything else. I kind of like that they've said, no, we're going to go back. Like, it's funny how they've built everything around this game around its old school sensibilities, and even the way that they've sold it is, hey, we're doing a physical copy. We're not doing, like, I even saw people celebrating in social media this morning because if you pre-ordered the, like, if you pre-order it, you get a bunch of cosmetics. So I've got, I think, actually, if I go into it, is it under gameplay? Or I don't even know if I'm going to get the option right now because I'm in the middle of the game. But there is like an option to change. Yeah, it's on the main menu, but you can change the cosmetics of Robocop and I think some of the other characters. But people were like so happy because they didn't add a like oh yeah, there's that physics bug again. Because there isn't like early access if you pre-ordered it. And so it's kind of funny seeing a game that is being celebrated for just doing bog standard commercial product. And I think it kind of speaks to a lot of the apathy that people are developing towards how games are sold. Just, hey, people are just excited by, here's a game, I can pick it up, I can play it. I also like the fact that this isn't, it's a standalone expansion, but it isn't actually that expensive. I think it's like I think it was like £23 or something on Steam brand new, but because I pre-ordered it elsewhere, I got it for like 17, 18 pounds. And it's like, that's fine. You know, is that gonna... I had a right good... Like, it's funny as well, because I played the first one, and I had such a good time playing the first one, I didn't object in any way to picking up this expansion at full price. Nope. There's a guy here. Nope. Out of bullets. Ooh, hello. Excuse me. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, he's not dead. Oh, hang on, there's another one. Stay the fuck down.
Security room next to the incinerator.
Yeah, maybe take the assault rifle. That's still a yellow card, or that's yellow, right? That's when my color blindness kicks in. Just waiting for someone to be there. Oh, hello, goodies. Oh. I keep forgetting I should be leveling up. Right. What does combat? Gives me a reloading strike. Engineering. We haven't had any safes to open yet. I don't know. Can I? Right, there we go. Let's put money into armor. Ooh, an MK. Oh, hello. I'm excited by that. Alright, let's get in and have a look at that. Indeed, it is 4 AM where you are. Head off to bed, Lion. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you have a good one. I am going to shoot a bunch of things in the face. Nice.
2-1, moving forward.
Shit. No, you don't. You dead? You're dead. You had a gun. Where'd it go? My arm! Oh, fucking hell. That's better. Door frame, your natural enemy. Okay. The bin, your natural enemy. Ooh, hello. I'll have me some of that. Okay. Everybody's dead. Let's grab whatever supplies we can. What are my thoughts on the Stop Killing Games petition movement? Yeah, so that's the thing that's been going on recently about trying to raise the European governance about trying to mitigate or at least stop online games being completely taken down at a later date, because when a company decides they're turning the servers off, then you don't get to, you can't play the game that you already bought. And that was what was it? It was that Ubisoft racing game that kicked it all off, wasn't it? The Crew. I think when the Crew got pulled, or the Crew 2 got pulled, that was the spark that kind of lit the whole thing. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Unwarranted calls for help may be punishable.
I didn't mean it. I really do need help. My husband is not here. I just write it in his calendar. It's placed inside his locker, 206. You can reach the place through the technical corridors.
The gate is code locked.
And here I can help.
8831.
I will do what I can.
Robocop, more mercenaries are approaching your location.
No need. Let them in.
Yeah, so I think the... So I think with the Stop Killing Games thing, right, there's a bunch of aspects to it that... I mean, in principle, I agree with it, right? Let's just get the obvious thing out the way. Yeah, someone is here. There we go. I don't think that actually hit him. It's not a bigger gun. Right, take him out. That's one start. Then we'll take this fucker out. Nope, shit. Oh, hello. I keep forgetting the radar actually is able to tell me where enemies are coming from. Okay, I think that's everything. Nope, nope. Fuck that, fuck off, fuck him, fuck you. Pa-ding, pa-ding, pa-ding. They are very dead. Ah, there it is. Saw on the map that there was a collectible thing here, but I couldn't figure out where it was. Right, so. I think the Stop Killing Games, I agree with it in principle. I think, like anything along these lines, the implementation challenges of it, if you turn it into legislation, is really difficult. I don't mean that in the sense that it's like, well, duh, you just do X, Y, and Z when you make the game. It's like, how do you define that in legislation such that it's enforceable? This is one of these weird things. It's like the whole thing with like loot boxes, right? Loot boxes have never been clamped down on in legislation because it is actually very difficult to legally define what a loot box is. Because also, if you look at all the different examples of loot boxes in the games industry, they don't conform to the same ideas as one another. And that, I mean, funnily enough, by the time that I think governments, by and large, started getting more serious about it, they'd phased out anyway, because they'd by and large, because they'd recognized as an industry how toxic the reputation they developed. I think, like I say, so I agree with the idea in principle. I think one of the bigger challenges is then how you make that work. Because I genuinely don't think in some instances it is possible for you to have an offline version of it. So that's one aspect of it. So like it's a much different thing from, say, a single player game that has actually Assassin's Creed Shadows is a good example of this. Assassin's Creed Shadows, when you boot it up, goes through Uplay. And I found on the Steam version, if I'm playing it on a Steam Deck, if I don't have an internet connection when I start the game, I can't properly start the fucking game because it synchronizes through the Uplay servers. So in that instance, I'm like, absolutely. That should be mitigated, and in fact, that should be baked into production. That is implemented during development in your base production. That is possible, and it would actually become something that I think when you put it into when it goes through
those with whom I cooperate do not confuse
ratings.
It with obedience.
Like you actually have to, and if you put it on a store platform, so you put it on Steam, you put it on Xbox, you put it on PlayStation, it should be baked into their guidelines and their lot check.
And do you have one?
I joke about this as if Steam really does anything. Steam does very little when it comes to lot check, but console lot check is quite complicated. You should have it baked in, and that their regulations should have it baked in off the back of this legislation that it should be provable that I can play the game without an online connection. For a game like that, I think that's important. A game like, say, so I think in that case, I think that should be something that should be baked in. That should be something that should be considered from the beginning, and it should mitigate it. In the same way that I think also there should I think the bigger thing there is there should be stronger enforcement over anti-piracy, having anti-piracy removed from games within a certain window. To me, that's actually as big an issue. Like, I get fucked off when I see a PC game has an anti-piracy, like de novo or whatever, put into it. I don't want that shit. I don't need that shit. I'm buying the fucking game. And more often than not, a lot of big companies actually phase it out. So like Capcom, for example, tends to put piracy software in there later on. Like, the piracy, like de novo or whatever, they take it out after a couple of months. Apologies for the ads. I think it becomes much more complicated when you have a larger online game that has a server infrastructure. How to build a version of that game such that you can deploy that on a server that you don't own, that I think you would have to create a version of it that just strips it of any connection to the operational infrastructure and operational security of a game. Now, the thing with that is it becomes expensive. I think if they actually did this and it got anywhere further forward, I think that they would genuinely turn around and go, yeah, we're implementing it, but any game that's but actually they're going to roll it out based on future releases. I don't think there's any conceivable way you can turn round to a studio and say you need to go and put the work in. So I'll give you a hypothetical. Massive Entertainment, they're told they say they're going to pull the servers for Tom Clancy's The Division, right? Rex is back from the ads. So, like I said, anti-piracy, that's one thing. I think, and also if it's a single-player game that has all this baked in, I think that should be something that is considered from the get-go. You should be able to mitigate it. Online games, I think, is a very different. Gates with lights off, open automatically after restoring power. Only your ally can do that. So hang on, I need to.
The gate is not powered.
So I need to find power.
Use your data spike on the console so I can run the diagnostics.
So yeah, you have to find a way to put server infrastructure into place that you can deploy an instance of this game's server and then have other people be able to connect to it. Or, so I think the Division's a good example because the Division is not a peer-to-peer game.
Why do you want to go through this outpost if we can find a safe
And the Division as a game exists online. So you would have to... Turning the Division into an offline game is actually quite hard, I
If they
think.
build the device they are working on, it will be irrelevant.
Even just turning it into a single-player
plans,
game,
do you not?
the infrastructure of it is built as a multiplayer game. You don't... It's not just if
This has
online
occurred
do this,
before.
else that.
Do you require
Like, so much of
medical
how these
attention?
games are built,
You don't need to care about me. If you care about anyone at all.
they're built... The entire architecture is... The gubbins of it is built into the onlineness of it. So that's a real challenge to try and implement. And I think there's a bigger challenge there of how do you build...
I need someone to open that door.
how you build around it.
I can do it.
Such that you can play it offline. I don't think it's unattainable. I think you would actually have to bake it into legislation to say it's a requirement of a game that gets shipped in that market, that they have some sort of offline version within reason. I think there are certain games I don't think it's possible. I genuinely don't know whether or not you could. Like an MMO. So the Division, I think you would have to say it is going to be possible, but you have to bake that into the legislation such that it's done when it's launched. And then that becomes a requirement of the development of the game. That actually has two implications. One, I don't think, like I said, I don't think you can backdate that, because backdating that means a huge amount of money is going to have to be spent to shut that game down. Now, this is anti-competitive in some regards, because now you've got a game that the company wants to shut down because it isn't making enough money. But equally, it's going to cost them more money to shut it down because now you're demanding that they have an offline equivalent. So you're kind of leaving them bent over a barrel, and then it actually might end up becoming... I mean, it might end up meaning in the long run, gamers win, because the game never goes down. Because they're like, it's actually cheaper for us just to maintain the servers. The long-term implication of that is they just don't sell it in the EU. Jesus Christ, I took a lot of damage there.
Robocop's here.
That's the bigger concern, is I can see if you start turning that into legislation, some companies will now go the route of this isn't worth us putting it in Europe. There are entire online games with online ecosystems that never make it to the European market. Look at companies like NCSoft, for example, right? Or even NetEase. Tencent make a fuck ton of games that never make it over here. Because it isn't, well, one, they're aiming it at an Asian market, because the Asian market, that's an area that they understand, they're Asian companies. But then they start looking at it and going, do you do it as a soft rollout? Like, actually, we ship it in the US first, see how well it goes, then we contemplate releasing it in Europe. So that's one implication of it. I think it's doable. Like I said, I think you have to bake it in. And you have to bake it in during development, that they have to do it. But it does challenge an awful lot of how online games are built. The last thing is if you start... So that's, you know, if you're dealing with a game that's predominantly... something like The Division, I think, is a good example. where it is a predominantly single-player game, but it has huge online components. I think that adds a huge amount of work on an architectural level during production, but I think it's attainable. MMOs and first-person shooters, that's a whole different kettle of fish, because a lot of them now run on dedicated servers and they're not peer-to-peer. So games that run peer-to-peer, fine, okay, that's more attainable. Still, as long as, yeah, because peer-to-peer by and large you're not controlling the servers, it might be that there is some element of the system is owned by you and you need to strip that part out. I think that's doable. And then give access to modding communities to allow them to circumvent the existing matchmaking infrastructure. Like, what was it? There's been a whole bunch of work by modders in recent years to allow people to play Titanfall 2, because Titanfall 2 has all sorts of problems with how the matchmaking works. There's all these cheats and hacks that have been introduced because it runs off of Titanfall runs on the source, a modified version of the source engine, if I remember right. And so there's been all these issues with the matchmaking that they've never went away and properly addressed. So now modders have found ways to fix that. So I think you'd have to be able to provide a mechanism to serve the community around that. That becomes a problem when you're dealing with consoles. Where does that go? Does the console provider need to do that? Because how do you now change the matchmaking? Because like on PC it's fine, you can mod it. On Xbox? Do we have to turn around to Microsoft and ask them to host it for us? Again, that's a cost implication. I don't know. The last thing is then if you've got... Oh god. Oh god, there's a lot of them. So games like Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft or stuff like that, where they have dedicated servers, right? That's a whole other kettle of fish, because now you need to allow people to host their own servers. That has all sorts of implications around intellectual property rights, around copyright. That becomes a bit of a legal quagmire, because what you're essentially doing is offering up your code base and to allow, because it's not just here's an instance of a server you can deploy. By and large, you need to be able to provide source access to allow them to balance and manage this over time. That adds all sorts of legal complications. Yeah, it's an absolute volley. The more I think about it, I'm like, ugh. So again, like I say, I agree with it in principle. 100%. I think it is something that should be done. I think if they get any traction with it, it is going to be a real headache. And I think if it does actually get to a point of legislation as a sort of protection of consumer rights, I think it will get watered down once the practical implications of it become evident. I'm interested to see where it goes, but I do think it has a business implication that companies are going to take into consideration. I mean, also critically, let me stress, I am not a network programmer. I have worked on games that have online capability. I have not dealt with that. Well, to a certain extent I have, because we've had the AI. So then you've got all sorts, you know, hey, we've got AI that runs on a network, where actually we did it in peer-to-peer games. So that was a little easier, because the host is the truth of the AI. And then, so if you think, we've never really talked about it in the show that much, but if you think about how AI works in a networking game, there is one ground truth, and then it has to filter down to everyone else. And there are implications about how you handle that. Well, sometimes there isn't actually always one ground truth. It could be multiple ground truths, and it kind of groks out, it kind of averages it out. But it's a real headache. And I think critically, like I say, it's a complicated subject that I think a lot of people are to blame for the circumstance, because I've been reading up on some of the news, and it seems like some of the individuals involved in it are a little bit heated and what have you. Hey. But it also actually speaks to a broader issue of people on the internet who don't know how video games are made, are making big arguments about how video games should be made. And that's also a failing of... Put the fucking gun down! That's also a failing of how the games industry works, in that you have these kind of conversations kicking off, and then you have game developers going, this isn't black and white. Because it's hard, it's not easy to do. But I think you have to go into it with the expectation, from a development perspective, that you are going to do this. Yeah.
Moving forward.
But yeah, I can see a future where it becomes a requirement of offline of future games. The problem is I'm not sure what immediate future looks like where that is addressed for existing titles. Unless it's a very successful title. One solution is like GDPR compliance, make a full requirement for future games after dev start 26-27. Older games or games currently in dev can have some kind of gradual implementation. Yeah, I think that is the thing that you would have to do, is similar to the AI Act. It's like compliance with the AI Act is a rolling thing from a certain point. And even things like how the strike action for SAG-AFTRA is actually based on a date where any game made after that is caught in it. I think you'd have to gate it like that. And then also, like you say, gradual implementation. I think there would be an additional caveat where some companies will opt out, but they would have to essentially provide a business case to the European government on why they shouldn't. You might think that's ridiculous, but you imagine an indie studio has put an online component in, has made a game that's online. You know, look at all these what are we calling them now? Is it friend slop? Is that what we call it? These like cooperative multiplayer games where people goof about and do silly things, and they're all retro and lo-fi and all this sort of stuff. So those are games that now, what's the name of that one? Something company. That's going to really bug me now until I remember the name of it. Now those are fine to a certain extent because they're doing really well. They've made a lot of money, they've been very successful. That's fine. Good for them. They can go away and start figuring that out. Although, to be fair, what a version of that looks like without the owners of it involved, I don't know. I don't know what the network structure of it is. What if you're an indie studio who made one of them and it bombed out the gate? And now you're being told, oh, we need to pull this game because we're not making any money from it. In fact, we're making a loss. Our company is in the red. we need to shut this game down because it is killing our business. We are now going to be in significant financial trouble off the back of continuing to support this game. And then you go to pull it, and the European Union turns around and says you can't do that because you haven't finished implementing the mechanism to allow people to play it offline. Love it. So I think there would have to be a practical caveat in there that deals specifically with if you can prove that it is to the detriment of your company and your business and you don't have the capacity to do it, then they are exempt from it. And that is just a sad reality of it. Because a lot of companies, you know, I've seen the argument going around, oh, it will dissuade companies from making multiplayer games, and I'm like, it shouldn't dissuade AAA will moan about it, but it shouldn't dissuade them. It will dissuade indies, because now they've got to, and it is a lot of smaller studios might just do the thing of we'll do a gradual implementation, or even actually I wonder if you have this a gradual implementation based on your production budget. Who knows? I don't know. It's a really interesting situation, and I don't know what the right answer is to it. But as I've said, and I think as people have said in the reality is the implementation is going to be a can of worms. Like, this is the thing. So funnily enough, I'm spending a huge amount of time talking with lawyers right now, given the EU AI Act. And that has implications, and that has huge legal implications. And I am still chatting with lawyers who are like, we are trying to figure this shit out. Because even so there's like, what often happens is when you have government legislation come in, governments are not the best at writing legislation, particularly around technology, because they don't understand technology. A really good example of this has happened in the last couple of years already. And that was, actually, you know what, hang on, select this, I want all the chips back, and then I'm going to change the board to this one. And that was the two different versions of the Online Safety Act that exist in actually specifically in the UK, because in the UK, there are two forms of online safety legislation. There is the UK's version of the online safety. Oh God, I can't even, hang on, I'm going to look this up now because we're getting in the weeds. There's two different names. Right, there we go. So in the UK, we have the Online Safety Act, and in the EU, there's the Digital Services Act, right? Now, both of these handle exactly the same thing. It's about enhancing online safety. So any product which has any content online attached to it has to provide approaches to protect users, especially children, from illegal and harmful content. So this was something that's rolled its way down through legislation across different governments, and it came into law in the UK in 2023, I want to say. Well, it was enshrined in law. The implementation of it is gradually rolling out, and the same thing is happening with the European Union and the Digital Services Act. The problem is trying to figure out how to make these things work in reality is really, really difficult. Because in just saying, you know, I'll quote what I found here. Let me just quickly go in. I'm actually on the UK government website. This is a cookies page. I don't want this. Go back to the page you were looking at. That's not the page I wanted to look at. And the website's broken. Never mind. The UK's Online Safety Act establishes regulations to protect children and adults online, imposing responsibilities on platforms, That is a website. That's an app. That's a service. It includes social media, video sharing. So TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Video sharing platforms. So again, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, online forums, dating sites, and online instant messaging services. Oh, also in amongst all that, video games, I believe, are considered as apps, right? These companies are required to put in place measures to reduce the risk of their service being used for illegal offending, and it will also need systems that clamp down on illegal content by allowing it to be swiftly removed once identified. Services must also carry out risk assessments addressing the harms caused by illegal content on their platform and ensure they have block access to harmful content for children, and allow mechanisms for parents to have a process of managing that for their children. So that is actually now implemented by Ofcom, the regulator here in the UK. And the thing is, so Ofcom is the regulator for all kind of communication services in the UK, right? None of that, and this is how legislation is written, right? You'll notice how none of that actually mentioned how to do it. And that's because the answer of how to do it is a big wavy hand. It's like, figure it out, but also figure it out now because it's law. And that is stressful for a lot of businesses, because now, and also you'll notice, certain companies have been fighting against this as long as possible because they didn't want to have to take responsibility for it. Facebook. And that's a real challenge. So how do you start implementing all this? And I was at, actually, the week after the AI and Games conference last year, I went to an event being hosted by Sheridan's, the law firm. One of the lawyers from Sheridan's, Anna Poulter-Jones, spoke at our conference. And one of the things there was an interesting conversation that came up because there was a fireside chat with the director of Ofcom. I believe that fireside chat was also coordinated by none other than George Osborne, from our little contingent. And the question that was leveled at the guy is, it was about AI and like use of AI for capturing all these issues, like capturing toxicity, capturing any issues that we find in our product, blah, 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 blah. And I forget the name of the director guy of Ofcom, but he was like, we've never said that you have to use AI for any of this. And so not as much armor piercing. Hang on, we'll figure that out in a second. Can I get that one? Matt increases damage dealt, no critical hits. Weapon spread, greatly reduced. I don't know whether this is going to work. Let's find out. So we've got a smaller magazine capacity. Oh, I actually should have used that one there, because that's what I wanted. More gore. I wonder if we just put that in and we don't use that one. And we use one that doesn't have... Alright, let's try that. I've got to reload my gun now, but it has a clip of 65, so that's tolerable. And so, yeah, he was like, well, we don't need to use AI for all this. Like, for managing all these online complexities, blah, 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 blah. And the woman who asked the question was like, aye, but let's be honest. The scale and the complexity of the challenge we're dealing with, where you have, if you have thousands, if not millions of people on your platform on a daily basis, it is impossible to moderate it without AI. Or some sort of automation. Look at that guy flying. Oh, that feels good. Can't you see who's shooting at me? Right. Yep, hello. Punch. Oh, hi guys. Right there. And so I think that was really interesting, kind of seeing the reality of what's happening with the online safety legislation, because it was even, they had like RuneScape, folks from like RuneScape coming and talking, Jagex, and they were like, yeah, like one of the big problems we deal with is we're such a, like our game is so old. Contemporary technologies used to handle this stuff doesn't interface with our code base. And so they have to often go away and implement their own solutions or spend a long time working with companies finding solutions for it to work. And so, but it was interesting kind of, you know, and I'm not, this isn't a slight on Ofcom and anything they're doing their job, but it was interesting how the conversation was really about, yeah, what Ofcom has been sent to regulate is really, really impractical. Because the legislation says on a very abstract level, this is what to do. And then the hard part is, well, how do we actually do that? So there's always going to be this push and pull. And we're seeing the same thing now with the EU AI Act, where there's compliance, but also, like, there's still member states of the EU are still implementing their own AI legislation. The UK is still, we think, a year away from implementing its own legislation. And then it's going to be, well, how do the games industry adapt to that?
How do you gain access to rooms here?
Sometimes I'll overhear the code. Sometimes I'll borrow access cards from the incinerator workers, okay? But I always return them. I'm not the only one.
Can you hand over any other access cards or code?
Look,
I will let you go, but remember, stealing is a crime.
Sure thing.
He looks remarkably like the character that gets killed off in the base game.
Thanks. I thought I was gonna run out of oxygen in here.
Yes, that was your problem. So yeah, long story short, the stop killing games, I think it's a good idea. I'd be interested to see what happens with that down the line. I think there is actually, I think there's a greater point to be made about consumer protections and ensuring that people buying products are you all right? You know, you should either be reimbursed if the game is pulled, or you know, there should be like some mechanism by which, and that should be baked into the product. It's that when you launch it, oh, we're shutting it down. Here's a way to get a refund or whatever. But then this also comes back to how so this is the bigger thing that I'm actually really interested in, is that how video games as a product are technically sold to you makes all of this perfectly legal. And this is something that's, again, came about. It's a conversation that often emerges with people. Gamers don't understand how games are sold to them. Regardless of how, since as far back as I can remember, you do not own a game. You do not own the game that you buy. You own a license for the usage of the product that you purchased, in exactly the same way that you owned a VHS tape or a DVD, right? Go back and watch all those from years ago. There's that legal bit at the start about what you can and cannot do. It's part of the legal agreement, is that essentially you have paid for the right to access this content, You've paid for the license. You've paid for the license to use that content. And so this has implications. Party poopers. Pretty good. Drawing made by a child, age around 3, we think. Information about shipments and clients, suspicion of... Oh, that didn't scan before. Multiple packs of diapers in different sizes.
Is there a problem with my locker, sir?
Your wife is safe hiding with others. The exact location is written in your locker.
Thank God.
What shipment?
Nothing, sir. Forget...
Items in
What are
your
you
locker.
doing?
These are for my kids, sir. Who knows when the next one will pop out?
I think he's
I'm
lying.
preparing.
How many children do you have?
16, sir. We've started young.
I got 9 kids to feed.
Items in your locker.
I need those because...
Where are your children then?
Oh.
You keep changing the facts. This deal does not seem legitimate. I should penalize you for illegal trade.
Wait! We're the only suppliers of diapers in the building. If you ban us, shit will flood the streets.
Literally.
Think of the disease it'll bring.
What is gained in the dark will be lost in the light. You get a warning, but I recommend that you legalize your business.
Thank you.
That's it. I decided not to give him the full judgment. But yeah, so that's it. Like, buying games, think about all those end-user license agreements that you have to read when you start a game. Also, the Steam, like, if you buy a game on Steam, you buy a game on console, there are terms and conditions around how you buy a game. You own the license to play that game. Even if you went out and bought the game in a store, you get the disc or whatever, or even on the Switch, you get a cartridge. You own the right to play that game via the legally permissible means. But then if Nintendo turn around and go, actually, we're bricking every single Nintendo console ever made because we realized that this was a terrible idea, we're going back to just making playing cards. You don't have a huge amount of, like, from a consumer level, you don't actually have an awful lot of many legs to stand on. So it's going to, I think if they really push it, there's an interesting situation where it begins to challenge the fundamental ways in which these products are sold. Yeah, in the EU it's repeated several times that you own the game regardless, but what does that actually mean? That's kind of the problem with it. Like, you don't own the source code. Do you own the executable? You own the... So if you buy a digital game, you own the right to own the executable. It's one of those things that because software is so immutable, or mutable rather, and, like, you know, it continually changes and evolves and adapts, it's not clear cut. And that's kind of the problem. So I'm interested to see where it goes, because it might have implications in the long run for all this stuff. So this is turning into a right maze of... Oh god. Oh! I've done it. No, I've done it. So we've been here already, right? Yeah. Alright, lads, you just queuing up. Yes, you have the right to sell a game that you buy. But, again, what constitutes the game? Right, and there you go, like... I'm like happy pie, even though you're coming up with Solid Reactor, because I know it's you. But yeah, it's like you have the rights to sell the game, but technically a game dev can make an update to the game and brick the game. So what do you own? That's always been the interesting. It's because nobody's ever formally legally defined it, and it's also the thing, like if you compare it to, so they use the same legislation they've used historically for films. So if you buy the DVD of a movie, you have the right to watch the DVD of the movie as many times as you like. You can sell the DVD of the movie to someone else, and that's fine. That is within your right to do so. But the film doesn't change, right? So, whereas games are, oh, crime evidence, look at all that. Games are a different beast, and they've never really went away and figured out, like, how does this actually work for games? Which are entertainment products that adapt and change and mutate over time. So I feel like there's a potential here that if they go this route, there's going to be a larger conversation about redefining what games are from a legal standpoint. And that's usually where the argument of a license becomes the thing, because that's really what you own. Oh God. Is that a loading issue, or is that an optimization somewhere in the... Someone forget to bake down a... like a box with millions of polys.
Another gate without power.
Fuck's sake.
Shit.
Echoes of the past again.
They left me with a scar on my hand. It hasn't healed well, and sometimes it hurts. But when I get my medication, it will be fine.
What happened?
Something that would never have happened if this city had been able to deal with its criminals.
Oh, this is why she's got beef with me.
Sometimes tired that you can't just get rid of them. By all means.
It could blur the line between justice and tyranny.
Could be. But ends justify the means. If we aren't more ruthless against criminals, nothing will change.
If we were any more ruthless, I could not wear a badge.
Then maybe I wouldn't wear a scar. Anyway, the power is back. You can proceed. Find gate number 1. It leads to the main technical room.
Alright, I'm going to play for about another 10 minutes, and then I think I'll wrap up because this room is heating up. And I am also quite tired. As I said at the start of the stream, I am knackered, but we've managed to smash out a good
get the new code.
2 and a bit, nearly 3 hours of this game so far. And it'll be nice. I'll be able to consistently stream, I think, for the next few weeks, because I'm my next. Oh well, no, I'm away in 2 weeks to Scotland, but then but my next work trip isn't until DevCom, so that'll be fun. Going to Gamescom, and we've got a lot of work to do in the meantime. I'm writing a ton of goal state now that I'm home this week.
Let me know once you find out the code.
I will start with bartenders. A streetwise specialist told me they may know a lot.
Robocop, there's an emergency.
Oh yeah. What's the emergency?
Somebody's taken my limited edition DJ Laser comic.
That is not classified as an emergency.
No.
Oh, but the robber punched me. It's assault.
I will invest.
There's a lot of bars here for me to go and talk to people, it seems.
Oh, I haven't had a customer like you before.
I need to go through gate
That's such a weird response.
Do you know who has the code for it?
Well, that's a tricky thing. They change it all the time. But to be honest, I haven't got a clue what the code is now, or...
Who would have information about the code?
I'd ask the other bartenders. In this place, everyone says whatever comes to their minds, especially if they get a few more drops of truth serum.
Truth serum.
In this shithole, you can get used to it. We make do with what we have. It may not be anything special, but...
Thank you for the information.
That guy creeps me out. He's like very... like basically a vampire. He's like, hello.
Sweetie, make use of your tiny hands and grab that rat.
But Mommy, it's too far away.
What do we always say? You will only achieve success if you reach.
Alright, another bartender. I was waiting for all the bartenders to look the same.
I am looking for
and they're all just like, ooh, hello, you're a robot
You're
cop.
the last person I needed here, big guy. Everybody talking about you. And I have a feeling that it's because of you the alarm went off. I'm losing customers because of this.
I am conducting an investigation.
And I don't care. I don't know anything. Go bother the other.
Thank you for...
What cooperation? I haven't told you anything.
I know.
Well, he was very friendly. How do I get... Where am I? Alright.
Robocop!
Ah,
Robocop!
Jesus.
I need to report a crime.
Me too.
OCP promised us heaven, and this is hell. I want to report a crime, too.
I will come back to this shortly. To report your issues, please wait in a space that does not disturb other residents.
I literally went in the map and came back out and everyone's like, yo!
Hey, boss. Got a ciggy? This is my last one, man.
Can you... Oh, you can pet the kitty. Peak video game. I don't like cats, but there we go. Petting protocol activated was the name of that achievement.
This soup smells like heaven.
Hey, heaven smells like dog shit.
Well, if you want.
P. Roxy. Angelina Johansson is P. Roxy. Very good.
I need your help.
Hey, give me a moment, Barney. Snacks are on their way.
I'm looking for someone who knows how to pass a locked gate.
You gotta be kidding me. Neither...
Do you know what obstructing an investigation means?
I know.
I like that the cat is just in the shot there.
Really, Barney? Hey, he says that you're okay. And if he says so, I can trust you too.
I am listening.
Tess, her husband, was a technician. You'll find her around the market somewhere.
Is it hard to live with a cat in a place like this?
With Barney? This place is crap. But at least I got someone to talk to. Clients come and go. Yeah, some poor out...
Barney's always with me.
Thank you, Barney.
See, Barney? Being polite to good people pays off. Good sense, my friend.
Okay, he's nuts.
Any progress?
Cats like me.
I have one, and I can tell you, cats don't like anyone. Damn Dolly probably didn't even notice that I was gone unless the neighbors forgot to fill her bowl.
For all the beautiful ladies in here.
Right, so I think this might be where the...
is rather a human thing.
I think there may be exceptions. Keep me posted, Robo.
Comic book, not a limited edition. Death awaits. Comic book, also not a limited edition. Crime evidence. I realized I should have just called the stream Crime Evidence Returns. But I didn't want to... I didn't want to say it prematurely because I wasn't sure there would actually be crime evidence. There we go. Found his comic.
While looks are not everything, A smile can get you places not even a degree can guarantee. Times are changing, and parents...
There we go, I found your comic.
Hey, what are you doing with my TJ Laser comic?
This item was reported stolen.
I paid half for it. That little sucker.
Explain, please.
Oh,
We're
they
supposed
have
to
for
swap
it.
half a week and 2 Sundays a month each. Last month, I didn't get to keep it for any Sundays, so I'm just taking back my days.
The co-owner claims that you punched him.
I can barely lift my rocket model. How could I have punched him?
I think the voice and the character model don't really line up here.
I will decide who has the right to the comic book.
Go on, don't make this a cliffhanger.
Oh, I don't know who to give it to. Your voice is funny, you can
the
keep
comic for the missed days. Then continue with a regular schedule.
Will do. Thanks, TJ. I mean... Robocop.
Yeah, that was weird. So this is kind of like the central hub areas like you got in in the original game, where you went out into the open world and solved crimes. So this seems like it's a residential area. And so then you help people in the area with their problems, which, okay, fine.
I am ready. You can report your...
Form an orderly queue.
My neighbor disturbs the peace by hitting the radiator pipes.
What are the circumstances of the incident?
Well, my wife and I still, sometimes have fun in the bedroom. We like a good frolic from time to time.
We like a good frolic.
I'm telling you, it can get hot in there. Hot and loud. We gotta keep our door open to let some air in, But our neighbor, he don't let us experience the pleasure of the physical form.
This...
Oh, God.
Ah, we're just dancing. Since when is dancing public lewdness?
You are still the noisemaker.
So no dancing? My wife won't be happy about it.
Next.
Okay.
You won't believe this. Mr. Smith has a new bag.
This is not a crime.
How about Mr. Taylor? He's leaving for work 30 minutes earlier. He must be working on something big. Mr. Moore also started leaving the house earlier.
Hey, I'm right here.
You see?
Hey!
He's following me. You've got to do something. Oh.
Your reports are of no value and only disturb my police work.
You want to give me a ticket? How do you know my name? Wait. You're part of this plot. I knew it. Once OCP...
Next, please.
Just shut up. Have a
You
ticket.
have to arrest me. I will commit a terrible crime.
What crime?
I don't know yet. But I got a prophecy.
What was your prophecy about?
It is not clear. But my husband is involved in it.
I might kill my
When I
husband.
get back
I
from
haven't
work.
decided.
How can your husband be involved? As a victim?
Hard to say. I don't have a husband, or a fiance, or a boyfriend. But there is this handsome guy from the hut next to mine. The card prophecy says we will get married.
Where is the apartment you live in?
Actually, I'm stuck in this shithole. I live in a hut. But it's only a matter of time before they move me to the upper floors.
Where do you work?
I'm unemployed for now, but I was interviewed. They promised to stay in touch.
So far, none of your prophecies make sense.
You're right. I'm unemployed, living in an ugly room, and I'm single as fuck. Oh, thank God. You don't even know how relieved I am.
I am glad to have helped.
Can I give her a ticket nonetheless? Just like, you've wasted my time. Ticket! Kid can't even stand up.
The last quarter was a real mess. We could have expected such drastic fluctuations in the company's value. But with this thing...
Alright. I'm going to talk to him, and then that's it. I'll call the stream for tonight, and then we've got the next
other
objective
owner
when we go
shared
through the
key
door.
facts about the case. The comic stays with him.
You let him keep it?
That guy can't even name every episode of TJ Laser.
In addition, I must classify your false accusations as a misdemeanor.
Come on, it was just to hurry you a little. I mean, don't you have bigger problems?
Ah, ticket time.
You can pay off the ticket faster if you sell some of your comic books.
Oh, you big... Never mind.
This is me getting to relive the joys of when I used to work in a comic book store and just making the lives of comic book fans hell. I'm a big fan of The Flash. No, you're not. No one's a big fan of The Flash. Green Lantern's the best. None of the Green Lanterns. Not even Jon Stewart, who's the cool one. Maybe Jon Stewart, because he's the cool one. Right. Let's call it there, I think. That's a good point to stop. And then we'll come back and we'll stream it a little bit more, hopefully next week. But yeah, so far, I mean, to be fair, this is just more of the same. It's literally the same game. The lights in my office have went out, which is telling me it's 10 o'clock. Because my lights in my office automatically go off at 10 o'clock. But yeah, it's been good fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a good time. This is exactly what I wanted. Just more Robocop. Yeah, I'm having a good time with it so far. Interesting to see. We haven't had a big, like, I want to see what, particularly as you level up, you get increasingly more OP, then subsequently the bigger boss fights and gun battles that we'll get down the line. And yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. I've had a good one. I hope you've all had a good one. Have a great weekend. And yeah, I'll be back next week. Another stream, another issue of the newsletter over on AIandGames.com. And no, by the way, just in case, no video on the main channel this month. We are taking the month off to reorient and reset. So we've been having meetings behind the scenes because we got a bunch of business stuff going on. We've got the conference going on, but also just we're getting on with Goal State and a few other client projects right now, and figuring out what our content pipeline is going to be for the rest of the year. Like we did Star Wars, and we did like Trepang and Star Wars and Alien back to back. And yeah, basically ever since the start of the year, it's just been fairly consistent, smashing through a lot of video content. And the Alien project was a huge amount of work that we were doing in parallel with all the other ones. And so when we got it out last month, it was a case of, let's take a month off. I know what the video is in August, and actually I know what the videos are for the rest of the year, but we just needed a month to reset and take a break. So no video this month, but just go watch the Alien Isolation retrospective again, because we worked really hard on it and we're really proud of it. All right, cool. Have a good one, folks. I'll catch you all very soon. Take care, and yeah, I'll be back. Cup of tea.